So, hello,
But
Sonja.
I'm happy to be here and to have this chat with you today. Thank you.
Yes, yes, I'm looking forward. So, I think we've covered a lot of curious sharing information bits here, enough for a lot of questions to be raised now. So, I'm really looking forward what questions will flow out of this bit of sharing. So, maybe another question that is a very relevant question for the time that we now live in, and that is, how is this work important for the world right now?
Okay, I'm very biased. How's this work not important? And one of the reasons I started this work is I wanted quick answers for my trauma clients. I didn't want to have long session after session not finding what is going on. And therefore, this is the only methodology I have found so far. There may be others, but this is the only methodology that I found so far that gives me instant insights, that makes sense to the client. There is a shift because the field, the energy in the field shifts. So we already have then what I call an alignment experience. With other words, all the factors that were misaligned come into alignment. And how do we know that alignment? Because there is a breathing that happens in the field, and there's a flow of breathing that happens in the field, and people feel everybody that represents says, now I feel good. And that's how I generally know the constellation has come to an end, when everybody in the field feels good. And obviously the client will say, wow, I never saw that. I never knew that. That makes so much sense. Thank you. I feel so much lighter. So that is really what I sort of like to have as a result. I have lost your question. I get so excited.
You haven't lost it. It's a perfect place for me to ask it again, maybe in a different way. And that is, given what the world state is right now, I mean, right now, we're looking at the possibility. We don't want to create our thoughts, but we all, as a collective on the planet, have this fear, this anxiety that somebody could just push a button and havoc will. So a lot of anxiety at the moment. So a lot of people are contracted. They are protective. They're holding back. They're closing up. Money is not spent. There's a fear of anxiety. And we can easily say it's worldwide, easily.
Yes.
So in that context, what does this work do for humans? What can it do? What's the possibility?
Okay, so as I experience in the workshops, I find that in the workshop, the group dynamic becomes, wow, what you experience, I'm also experiencing. So in this group workshop, we already learned that we are all one. So in this micro group that we work in, we then realize, hang on, if I'm all one with strangers, am I not all one in a bigger community? And when we look at the world as it is now, yes, there is a lot of I am better than you. So the old way of the ego is really playing out, but we're all experiencing it at the same time. We all are part of the different wars across the world. They impact each of us in one form or another. And now we are very conscious of the impact of something that's happening on the other side of the world that's now impacting my life. And that consciousness is becoming really part of this is in your face. Now, if I look at it, the whole world is in fear. So that's a global consciousness. But I'm so happy to know that when we do this work, there is a part of us that says, wow, we can lift this fear. And even if we lift it one constellation after the next. So I want to share something that I had a chit chat with an ex-trainee of mine. And she asked me, how are you? And so on. And when I started this work, my life was really quite a bit chaotic. And her words were, wow, Sonja, your life, everything's come together. Your family's come together. Everything's come together. And my answer was, that's why I do this work. But this is the thing, is if we are not even connecting in a good way with our families, how can we connect in a good way with our neighbors, our neighboring country, in the global consciousness? So this work is so relevant if we want to play one small part in creating new consciousness in this world.
So I can't encourage people listening to this enough to allow themselves the experience of getting to know this work better.